What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got some exciting stuff going on. We got some new wheels in for the JK. Here they are right there. So we got some Method wheels. You'll probably know what it is by the title of this video. We are getting ourselves a new set of Method bead grips. We're going to compare these to my bead locks that I have here. So I'm switching from a bead lock to a bead grip. Why would I do that? Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, so like I said, got you on the GoPro, got you on the tripod there so I can do an unboxing. I've not looked at these yet. This is gonna be the first cut with them. So we got the Method MR701s. They are 17 by 9, negative 12 millimeter offset. They are in bronze, so we can check it out. I'm sure I'm going to include this. I haven't made it yet, but I already kind of have an idea of what my thumbnail is going to be, so this probably will be on the thumbnail. Let's see. Cracked her open. So got some stickers, of course, and I try to change it up this time. You know, I have black wheels. I've always been black. I had it gold for a little while. I like that. So I went with the bronze this time. And man, they are cool. Oh, good. They already have center caps. That's good. I didn't know that. So, but here we go. They're not light. They're not light at all. There we go. Bronze 701 with the bead grip technology. So this is the key to why I switched. So let's actually talk about bead grip technology and why I switched to that. All right, so I got two different wheels here, actually three if you count that one over there. So I'm gonna do a little tech talk here to show you and tell you why I'm choosing these bead grip wheels over a standard wheel or over my bead lock. So I've been running bead locks since 2019 on my Jeep. I put probably 70,000 miles easy on my bead locks. I took it out to Moab when I had 35s. I took it out to Colorado when I had 37s. No big deal. There are problems with them now. I'll get to them later on, but let's talk about the differences between a standard wheel and the bead grip wheel. So I would call this a step above a standard wheel. This is an AEV Panther wheel. I have these on my WK, my Grand Cherokee. You know, AEV makes these wheels. This is actually a JK spec wheel, but I put them on my WK out there. Same bolt pattern, you know, for your WK guys. But the Panther wheel has a recess for your valve stem, so I would call that a step above your standard wheel. Other than that, though, they're just regular wheels. There are no extra steps to keep the wheel and the bead set at low air pressure. That's where these come in handy. So this has a recess right here for your valve stem, so it's going to be harder for the valve stem to get hit off-road. But when you air down, these have a very tall safety ridge is what they call them. These ones are not very tall, and they're very abrupt, like sharp. And they also have all these ridges that's supposed to keep the bead seated when you run low air pressure. I've seen people run these low like they would a bead lock. I've seen people snow wheel these, zero PSI in them. I don't plan to run them that low. I never even ran my bead locks that low to begin with. So I got a Method bead lock over here. Like I said, I've had them since 2019. So the bad thing about bead locks is they have maintenance involved. So these have no maintenance involved. You have to make sure that your beads, your bolts are, you know, stay tight, because if you lose a bolt, you lose your bead. Because the bead is this. This is your bead. It has a narrow like on this, and it just squishes. You bolt it onto your wheel, and it just squishes the wheel between, and it just clamps the wheel and tire together. That's what it does. So the bad thing about the bead locks is they're not DOT approved. Only a certain few bead locks are DOT approved, like Hutchinson. They're super expensive. Bead locks in general are very expensive, especially if you want a good set. So they have maintenance, like I said. You got to make sure that you take, and if you do it yourself, you got to do it yourself, because most shops, like tire shops, will not mess with a bead lock because they're not DOT approved. So you got to mess with them yourself, or you got to find an off-road shop that'll deal with it. And most of those people don't even want to deal with them either, because they're a pain in the butt to mount and dismount, because you got 30 or 40 bolts that you got to take out of one wheel to, you know, take off and on the tire. So also too, problem with those is if you don't keep up maintenance, like I may have not kept up maintenance, you can be driving down the road and hear a lose a bead, and your wheel and tire become separated and only held on by a couple bolts. That's what happened to this wheel. I'm not going to name names, but when I had my 37s put on, I took it to a shop that told me they could do it, and I got put on the back burner, and then they ended up having to rush to do it. And when they rushed to do it to put my wheels and tires on, they messed up my bead lock, and I lost some bolts because they broke them or over tightened them. So only one wheel that I have has all the bolts in, the rest are missing a few. So I have to get them fixed, and that's, you know, more money. So this one had bolts missing, and ended up, you know, I was driving it and the other ones gave out, and now there's like 6 bolts broken off in the wheel. So I have to take it to either get it fixed or drill them out. Hopefully get them out. I've tried to drill out one, they don't want to drill. So then I'm gonna have to drill it out, put some nerd cert in, you know, it's a whole deal. Or you could just have a bead grip wheel, less expensive, same offset. They're offering the same offset as their other bead lock wheels. The only thing that is gonna be sucky about this wheel is a bead lock wheel. This ring is pretty much you can get rid of, you know, if you damage it or whatever, like this one is. Look, you can see how bent it is from when it broke. But I mean, this right here, you just buy another bead lock ring. That was loud. You just buy another bead lock ring. They're expensive too. So I'm gonna try these wheels out and see how I like them. They look good. I really like the way they look. This is the 701s, like I said, in bronze. It's gonna add a little pop to my Jeep here. But like, I just kind of figured, you know, this is for something that you're trailering your Jeep. You know, you're into hardcore stuff. My Jeep's, I can do hardcore stuff with it, but I'm kind of moving it towards getting there and driving back to the trail like most people do. I have a truck and a trailer now, but I don't really plan on, I mean, I'm going to take my truck and my trailer with me, but I would like to be able to have, like, you know, I want to go overlanding or something with this thing. I don't want to have a bead lock break or something. So we're moving on to these. We're going to see how I like them. Like I said, I've seen people have these down to 0 in the snow. I've seen people say that, I've heard stories tell that people are saying that they run them just like the bead locks. Same air pressure, whatever. So I'm having the same, and it's also, like I said, the same offset and everything as those. So it's gonna work fine, and it looks better. So you probably won't like this after, you know, a couple of trips off-roading, but so bead grip, standard wheel, I would call this a standard plus wheel. Like I said, it's better than a standard wheel, but still doesn't have the bead grip technology. Oh yeah, but also just thought I'd put it out there. So bead grip technology is Method's, I guess, patented technology. So I've also seen people and companies that are going to start like drilling holes in your bead, and then they put like bolts up through it to try to get around the whole DOT thing with the bead locks. So yeah, no, you know, not DOT illegal, you know, get pulled over or whatever. If cops want to be a buck, they can, I guess, and tow you probably. I don't know. I've never had it. Like I said, I've ran these since 2018. Never had a problem. But let's just try it. I'm gonna try something different. So I've been talking for like 8 minutes now. Let's go ahead, and I'm sure nobody's here by now because it's 8 minutes of me talking. But I'm gonna take these to Ken at Overland and Off-Road Unlimited, and he's gonna mount these up for me on the Jeep, and then we'll see what they look like after. I'm sure it's gonna look really good. So I gotta figure a way to get these to Kent, and then he'll have them put on for me, and then we'll see what they look like. All right, excuse the wind noise. It's pretty windy out here, but we finally got the wheels back from Kent, and here they are on the Jeep. They look really good. So these are the bronze wheels that we were talking about, the bead grip. He also got me hooked up with these quick deflators, these Apex quick deflators. So that's another new thing we got, but here they are. Had to clean up the tires a little bit. They were muddy, but so ended up having some issues with these tires. These tires are pretty new. Let me walk in here to the garage. It's windy. Hopefully the wind is not too bad. But so the previous the previous people that put these wheels on my Bead Locks for me when I upgraded to 37s, I guess they didn't know what they were doing, or they rushed, and they had he found some pretty big things wrong with these tires. He said that they looked like they had been cut, like with a razor knife, to get them to fit on the Bead Locks, and he found pieces of metal inside of them, like screws and stuff. He found all kinds of stuff, and that the actual lip of the tire was where they had just rammed it on there, and it had folded the lip up. So hopefully they last. If they don't, they don't. It's not Ken's fault. It's, you know, luckily nothing ever bad happened. You know, I had them for 2 years. But here it is. Looks pretty good. We'll just have to see how they hold up compared to the Bead Locks. So no more ring to keep these wheels nice. So if I hit a rock, boom, it's gonna hit those. But the bronze really looks good on this Jeep. It kind of looks, in the video I can tell that it doesn't look that great as it does in person because it's shadowy, but it's pretty freaking good. So, end of this video. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Here in the future, we'll go on another ride, air them down and see how they do, but I suspect they're gonna do good. So at least I don't have to worry about them bead falling off of it now, or the ring falling off. But it's gonna be, that's gonna be the end for this one, guys. It's freaking windy as crap. So like I said, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Come back in the future and we'll test these puppies out and see how they do. Until then, we'll see you next time.